Hello, Easy Nation, and welcome to another episode of Darth Easy's Movie Anatomy. Woo! Alright, guys, so once again, welcome to another episode of Darth Easy's Movie Anatomy. 2019 is following right along, and this week on the Darth Easy's Movie Anatomy, we are covering the movie Argo. So people might be asking, well, why are we watching Argo? This really makes no sense why we're watching Argo. Well, this week, The Upside, starring Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart, has been released. And there's really not many to pick from if you're looking at it from a Kevin Hart point of view, because Kevin Hart, he's been in two good movies. Let's be honest with ourselves, unless we want to count his little cameo he makes in 40-year-old version. He's been in two good movies, and that's Central Intelligence and Jumanji, which I haven't seen. I'll probably need to see it this year before the third one comes out. I guess that's the third one. I don't know. But it also starred Bryan Cranston. And Bryan Cranston's been in some movies, but he hasn't been in a lot of movies. I could have done Power Rangers, but I really wanted to watch Argo again because I love that film. So we're watching Argo because Bryan Cranston has a role in Argo. He's not the main star of the movie, but it's fine. So now let's get right into the trailer for Argo. I have not seen this probably in years, so looking for how this trailer turns out. Warner Brothers. Alright. I like Warner Brothers. I think they make a lot of good pictures, especially in the fantasy genre. I love they actually use they use footage and stuff from like newsreels in trailers like this.
These people die. They die badly. White House wants the 6 of them out. What we like for this are bicycles.
Deliver the 6 bikes. Provide them with masks. Or you could just send in training wheels and meet them at the border. Take a miracle to get them out.
So I like this trailer because the trailer makes it look like it's action-packed, but it's really not what the movie is.
I got an idea.
They're a Canadian film crew for a science fiction movie. I fly into Tehran. We all fly.
I mean, really, the story is so absurd. Like, hey, we're a bunch of Hollywood guys, but let's make a movie and say it's Iranian. I love John Goodman in this film. And I really like Ben Affleck. This might be my favorite. This is probably my favorite Ben Affleck film. And Alan Arkin, he's so good too.
This is the best bad idea we have, sir. By far. You have 72 hours to get them out.
They're getting a visitor.
You gotten people out this way before?
No.
Names on the wheels.
This is what I do.
You can't be Dream On in a movie trailer, right?
They know who they are and they know they're hiding out.
It's over, Tony.
If they stay here, they will be taken. Probably not alive. We're responsible for these people. I'm responsible.
You really believe your little story is going to make a difference when there's a gun to our head?
I think my little story is the only thing between you and a gun to your head.
Alright, so that was the Argo trailer. Very interesting. It was always fun watching older trailers, even though this movie came out back in 2012, so it's not really an older trailer. But I have to say I really enjoyed this trailer. So let's talk about the film Argo. So Argo is a film, it's a story about the CIA operation to get the 6 hostages, to get 6 Americans out of Iran. Basically, the opening of the film is we're at the American embassy in Iran, and there's a mob outside, and they're going to take the Americans they're going to just basically take them over and hold them hostage so they can get their own shard back, so they can basically execute the guy who basically got asylum in America. They take the asylum and take most of the Americans hostage. But six of the Americans were able to get out. They ran to the Canadian embassy, and for about I don't know, a few months, maybe 6 months or so, they were held up in the Canadian embassy, hoping for this to be over so they could just go home and get on with their lives. That doesn't happen, so they bring in the CIA. The CIA was actually, it was first just the State Department, but they could not come up with a good idea because they couldn't come up with a good, bad idea to do. And Ben Affleck's watching, he's the main CIA guy in this film. He's watching science fiction on the phone with his son, and it's Battle for the Planet of the Apes, and he has this idea, says, what if we act as a film crew, we go to Iran and say we're doing photo shoots, we're a Canadian film group, and and we go off and we fly out of the airport and no one's the wiser. And this movie, it's just so fascinating that this story really happened. And I mean, it could be plausible because sci-fi movies in the 1980s were so big. Star Wars, Star Trek, Planet of the Apes. There's all kinds of sci-fi feels out at this time. And you bring in John Chambers. John Chambers was the actual guy who did the makeup in Planet of the Apes. And he worked with the CIA before this. And it's a fascinating story, incredible to watch, and seeing Ben Affleck as he's acting like he's trying to act like a Hollywood big shot, and it's the line from John Goodman. John Goodman basically says, "So you want to come out to Hollywood, do bullshit everyone, and just be a Hollywood big shot?" And I was like, "Yeah, pretty much. You'll fit right in." And they get this fake movie, Argo, fuck yourselves, and they go off to sell this movie to the press, and they sell it to the Iranians, and Ben Affleck's able to get these six people to believe in their cover stories, that they're screenwriters, directors, producers, and get them so in their identity and be able to fly out of the airport. And that's basically your premise of this movie. And the movie, once you get to the airport, it is so fast-paced. Like, you're on the edge of your seat, you're watching it. I've seen this movie about probably 5, 6, 7 times. Because it's just such an enjoyable movie. And it's so fun watching them trying to act like these people, and they're trying to get out alive and trying to move on with their lives. And that's, like I said, this is a fantastic film. If you have not seen Argo, you need to check it out, because this movie is just incredible film watching. And it's crazy that this is coming from Ben Affleck, guy who was in Armageddon and a really terrible actor, to become one of the best movie directors of this decade. Alright, now let's move on to the movie thesis. This is the part of the show where I talk about my thesis statement, and it's basically your part of the... if you're at a bar or you're at a party and y'all are talking about Argo, this is the one thing you'll say about Argo. It's just what you believe about the film, and it's the thing that holds true most about the film. So, my thesis statement for Argo is, Argo truly stands out as one of the better historical films and proves Ben Affleck is a better director than actor. Though he is in this movie, Ben Affleck is directing the hell out of this film. All this stuff going on, using all the news clips, using stuff, and you look at the pictures, you see the pictures from the movie at the end, the credits, the photos of the actual story and the movie photos. They look very similar, and Ben Affleck does such a good job directing and getting all this stuff right. I think he does a hell of a job, and I think that's one of the most impressive things about this film. And also, I think this also really brings Ben Affleck out as a truly great director, because he directed 2 other films before this. He directed God Baby God, and he also directed The Town. The Town's a great little action film, great little heist film, and God Baby God is a very psychological film that is very good. But Argo, I think, is truly I think Argo's a masterpiece. I think it's Ben Affleck's best work he's ever done as an actor. Maybe God Girl, some could argue that God Girl, he acts better in that film. But for everything that Ben Affleck has to do in this film, I don't think there's a rival. I think he does so good in this film that, this film did so good. Alright, now let's get to the wow moment of this film. The wow moment is basically the part of the movie where you're like, are you seeing this right now? Oh my god, it's so cool! I can't wait to watch the rest of this movie. The opening scene at the embassy is so good. I mean, that's a great scene. Another great moment is when the one guy with the mustache, he's speaking Farsi, and he is basically he's explaining the film to the Iranian security, and he's doing a pretty good job. And then the best moment of this film, though, is really when a plane takes off, you hear the score. I don't know who actually did the score. I could probably look that up right now, but when you hear the score, and it's the music I used for this actual show, and I thought it's Alexandre Desplat. He does such a good job in this movie. I mean, the score is so good, and that's one thing I like a good score. I love a good music, and the music really sells, and everyone's cheering. They're all happy, and they got out of this situation alive, and a lot of people didn't believe they would do it. Let's get to the star profile of this film. So first off, we go with Ben Affleck. He both directed and starred. I think this film put Ben Affleck as a great director. He got Academy attention. This film won Best Picture at the 2013 Academy Awards. He was nominated for his film for Best Director, but didn't win. It was like one of the first films in a while. Because usually you get nominated for Best Director, you're also going to win Best Picture. If you win Best Picture, you're also going to win Best Director. It's just kind of a thing that happens, but it didn't really happen for this film. He really hasn't done much since this. I mean, this film really put him on the map, and a lot of people were wanting him to do like the Batman film. Who knows what the hell is going on after that? But Argo, it's really the high of Ben Affleck's career, and it really gave him a lot more opportunities. The other star profile to look at is Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston is more of a TV actor at this time, kinda. I mean, he was the dad in Malcolm in the Middle, but he got really big praise. He got really on the map because of Breaking Bad. I mean, greatest TV show of all time, and Bryan Cranston does a good job. And you forget he has that active bone if you just watch his comedic stuff, but he has that dark bone you see in Breaking Bad, and he does that in this movie too, whenever he's yelling at the State Department, and he's telling them that if we don't act right now, you're gonna die, so do your fucking job! And it's just great acting for Bryan Cranston. And Bryan Cranston, I'll get to the movie quotes, but he's got some of my favorite quotes in this film. Also, after this film, he was nominated for Trumbo, so he's a good actor, and he'll probably win that Best Actor one day when he gets in a really good film. The final actor to talk about is John Goodman. There's some other people I could talk about, but John Goodman does a fantastic job in this role. John Goodman is a very good support actor. He's been in a lot of movies with the Coen brothers. He was in The Big Lebowski. He was in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? He was in all kinds of films. He was in Patriots Day most recently, but he's very good in this film. He's not used a lot, but he's a very good support role in this film. And he's not a star or anything, but he really enhances the film. Alright, let's get to best quotes. I had 3 quotes to pick from, and here are my 3 I picked. We're a spy agency. Fight him. Argo, fuck yourself. That was the one that used throughout the film. Because, they're all telling Argo, well, it wasn't Argo movie. He's like, this is the name of the ship. Well, it wasn't me. He's like, I said, I don't know. What do you mean you don't mean? It means Argo, fuck yourself. And it's just a great quote. And then the one quote is, if we wanted applause, we would have joined the circus. Mostly because it's the line at the end of the movie. Because Bryan Cranston tells him that they're going to give you the CIA award, but it's classified, so you actually don't get the award. He's like, well, they're going to give you a medal, and they're going to take it away. And Bryan Cranston say, well, if we wanted medals, we would join the circus. And it's just every day the CIA does is undercover. This was a Canadian operation, really. Canadians are the heroes for a long time, and it's a very good point of this movie, which also makes Argo a really great spy film at the same time. Alright guys, so it's time to rank Argo. I'm going to give Argo instant classic. I think it's an incredible film. It's one of my favorite films of the 2010s. And yeah. So guys, it's time for the pitch. So this is the part of the show where I talk about what will be coming out next week on Darth Easy's Movie Anatomy. Next week, I'm going to be watching... next week, Glass comes out in theaters. So the only logical choice is to watch Split. Looking to forward the hell out of Glass, But Split, I am actually looking forward to rewatching because I'm only seeing that one time. So, guys, that ends another episode of Darth Easy's Movie Anatomy. Make sure you like, subscribe, tell your friends about these podcasts. I can get these growing a little better if I can get some more viewership. But until then, I will keep doing what I'm doing because I like doing it. I don't do this for the fame or anything. I do it because I like doing it. I would like to get more money, but, it's just kind of how we are. So, guys, until next week, bye!